Hey there, Flat Picker, welcome back to the channel. In today's lesson we are going to be checking out the classic fiddle tune, Blackberry Blossom. Now, this is one of the first two fiddle tunes that I learned, this one and Black Mountain Rag, and I think that it's an excellent choice for someone who has a little bit of playing experience and is trying to dive into the world of bluegrass. If you're a flat beginner, there are other tunes that are better suited to you, like Angeline the Baker and some other tunes that use fewer melody notes in the left hand. Blackberry Blossom gets really notey, really quick. So this is one that's great to work out the left hand and get those rules of alternate picking down in the right. Before we go ahead and dive into any of the lesson footage, let's see what the full rendition of this low version of Blackberry Blossom sounds like at 200 beats per minute. Okay, my friend, now that you have an idea for how this tune sounds, let's go ahead and talk about some of the specifics of Blackberry Blossom. First off, the version that I've chosen to show you here today is one that I call a low octave melody. This is actually kind of how I learned it first. If you listen to that classic recording of Tony Rice on Manzanita playing Blackberry Blossom, he chooses to phrase the A part in the low octave where I've placed it today. Now he plays his B part up an octave from where I've got it, but I think if you're just trying to tackle this tune, keeping the entire thing in the low octave is a really great idea because it allows you to pretty much exclusively focus on the first three fingers of your left hand. I'm going to have a companion lesson to this one that shows you how to play this melody entirely in the higher octave, and there we have to kind of work out the dreaded pinky. Okay, so one thing that I want to mention right off the bat before we dive into the demonstration of these tunes is that this tune is ridiculously active. It's pretty much just a constant stream of eighth notes, and we don't get too many places to rest on quarter notes. The first one that we actually get happens in the fourth bar, and it only happens for one beat before we have to kind of like take a deep breath and move on with the rest of the eighth notes. The only reason that I'm bringing this up right now is because alternate picking is going to matter that much more when we tackle the melody to this tune. When I say alternate picking, I'm talking about alternating down and up strokes in your right hand. If you're not quite familiar with the rules of alternate picking, generally speaking, if a note happens on a down beat or a strong beat, so for clapping along and counting, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, all of the notes that happen on the numbers or the claps should be getting downstrokes, whereas all of the notes that happen on the ands should be getting upstrokes. That means all of the eighth notes that happen on downbeats get downstrokes, all those quarter notes that happen on downbeats get downstrokes, and everything else gets an upstroke. Creates a constant stream of down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So that really matters because if you kind of deviate from that and double two pick strokes in a row or start strong beats on an upstroke, that can really throw your rhythm off and kind of put you at odds with the people that you're jamming with from a rhythmic perspective. So we really need to keep that in mind when we're hitting this tune. The tab that I'm going to show on screen will show you all of the appropriate down and up strokes as they're going by. And just so you know, the little symbol that looks like a staple above the notes is a downstroke, and then the symbol that looks like a V above the notes is an upstroke. Okay, that's enough yakking on this one. I don't think we need to tackle this anymore. Let's just go ahead and dive straight into learning this tune. I'm going to cue up a version of Blackberry Blossom at 160 beats per minute here, and let's check in with our mindfulness for a minute. Have a little mindfulness moment, if you will. So, before you listen to these types of tunes and demonstrations, I think it's great to just kind of sit back and soak the whole tune in. Don't have your guitar in your hands and ready to pick along and all that kind of stuff. See if you can get that melody in your ears and maybe be able to hum a little bit of it by the end of the tune. If you can't, rewind it, listen to it again, and do that a couple times until that melody is inside your head and you can sing a little bit of it out loud. Then after that, I would totally suggest going back and putting the pick to the strings and learning how to play this tune with the demonstration. Now, if you find this to be a little bit too fast, never fear. You can either use that gear icon below to adjust the speed of the video down, or you can just wait a few seconds and I'm going to cue up a version of this tune at 100 beats per minute. All right, let's go ahead and dive into the version of Blackberry Blossom low melody at 160 beats per minute. Alright, let's go ahead and slow things down even more and get into 100 beats per minute for the low version of Blackberry Blossom. This is a really great time to kind of take stock of that mindfulness moment that we had a minute ago, get that tune back in your ears, and now it's time to put the pick to the strings, okay? See if you can sight read along with as much of this tune as possible. If you find yourself stumbling in a spot, pause it, and look at the tablature and work things out from there, and then go back to the beginning and try and work the tune out again. All right, here's Blackberry Blossom, low version at 100 beats per minute. Alright my friend, that is it for Blackberry Blossom, but stay tuned. I'm going to have a version of this tune released here in a little while that deals with that high octave melody like I talked about at the beginning of this video. That one's really going to work on our left hand dexterity, and especially that pinky, because we need that to stretch all the way up to the 7th fret on the high E string. So if you're looking for a good left hand dexterity workout, stay tuned for that version of the tune coming up. Also, before we get out of here, if you found some value in this video, go ahead and hit that like button below and the subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all my releases here on the channel. Also, if you're interested in a PDF of the tablature to this tune, go ahead and check out that link below in the description to my website, hayesgriffin.com. There you'll be able to download a free version of this PDF along with the video lesson. Also, if you're interested in an enhanced educational experience, you can sign up for my Guitar Club, which is the premium membership experience on my website. In addition to the PDFs of the tab and sheet music, you'll get access to things like backing tracks, play-along tracks, plus access to our monthly Q&A calls where you can interact with all of the members of the website and ask me live and in person, or at least on Zoom, all of your favorite questions about guitar, mandolin, music theory, or anything else. I think that's it, my friends. Thank you so much for checking out this video on Blackberry Blossom. Hit that subscribe button below and stay tuned for the high version of the melody to Blackberry Blossom. We'll catch you in the next video.